Welcome to the deep dive. Let's get straight to it. May 7th, 2025, India launched missile strikes into Pakistani territory.
Yeah, and this is, well, it's a pretty significant escalation, no doubt about that.
Absolutely. What seems to make it really stand out is that these were, deliberate missile strikes across the border.
Exactly. That's a type of action we haven't really seen between them like this for quite some time.
Right. So India stated their reason. Various news outlets reported this. They said it was to target what they called militant infrastructure.
Linked to a recent attack in Indian-administered Kashmir, is that right?
That's the connection they made, yeah. The part of Kashmir India controls. They even gave it a name, Operation Sindoor.
Operation Sindoor, okay. And the reports indicated air-launched missiles aimed at about 9 sites.
Yeah, 9 sites they believed were connected to these militant groups. But, it's worth asking. When they say militant infrastructure, what exactly does that mean on the ground? The reports are
A bit vague, maybe. That's often the case.
It can be.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, Pakistan has a very different take on it.
Uh-huh. Strong condemnation, I assume.
Oh, absolutely. Calling it an act of aggression. And their reported casualties, according to reports from places like CBS News, are pretty concerning.
What are the numbers looking like?
At least 19 civilians reported killed, 38 injured. And these weren't in one-spot locations like Muridke, Bahawalpur, Kotli, and Muzaffarabad were mentioned.
Wow. And I saw reports about a mosque being hit in Bahawalpur.
Yes, that was reported. And tragically, a child potentially among the casualties there. It really highlights the human cost, doesn't it? And how quickly tensions can spike.
Definitely. So how did Pakistan frame its official response?
They didn't mince words, labeled it a blatant act of war, vowed a robust response.
Okay, robust response. That sounds ominous. Any specifics?
Well, we saw claims, again, reported by outlets like CBS, that they actually shot down 2 Indian jets.
Shot down jets. Okay, that's huge, if confirmed. Is there solid info on that yet?
It's still emerging. Seems a bit unclear right now. But that kind of claim, plus the acts of war language, that's precisely what has the international community so worried.
You bet. Because, analysis from groups like the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, the Atlantic Council, they constantly emphasize this point. Any escalation between 2 nuclear-armed states.
It carries immense risks. Miscalculation is the big fear.
Exactly. The stakes are just incredibly high.
And the global reaction we've seen so far seems to reflect that. Mostly calls for restraint, dialogue, the usual diplomatic playbook.
Right. Trying to pull things back from the brink.
Even President Trump made some brief comments, sort of acknowledging the long, difficult history there and hoping for de-escalation.
And this isn't happening in a vacuum, is it? There's history here, even recent history.
Good point. It's not entirely unprecedented territory, even if this specific act is new.
Right, like that incident back in March 2022. Remember the BrahMos missile?
Oh, yeah, the accidental firing. India said it was a technical malfunction.
Landed near Mian Chanu in Pakistan. Thankfully, no casualties. But it was a stark reminder of the dangers, even when things aren't intentional.
Exactly. And that's the key difference here, isn't it? That 2022 incident was accidental. These strikes on May 7th were apparently deliberate.
A very deliberate act. And that marks a significant step up from previous cross-border firing or skirmishes.
And these conflicting stories, was it militant infrastructure or were civilian areas hit? That just pours fuel on the fire.
It really does. It complicates any path towards de-escalation when you can't even agree on the basic facts of what happened.
So I think the core takeaway here is this. This really is a significant escalation. Intentional missile strikes.
Between nuclear-armed neighbors, the potential for dangerous miscalculation, as we said, becomes frighteningly real. Understanding the different narratives, the history, it's all crucial to grasp just how serious this moment is.
So when you put it all together,
the
big question hanging over everything is, what does this actually mean for stability in the region, for India-Pakistan relations going forward? It feels like a real turning point.
It certainly does, and maybe this is the thought to leave you with. Considering that history, the accidental launches, the deliberate strikes now, and the potential for things to spiral further, what do you think are the most critical things, the absolute key factors that could actually pull this situation back towards de-escalation? It's incredibly complex, no easy answers.
Definitely something to reflect on.